What is going on, guys? Tran here, and today is the first video in a series of the most important lessons I've learned in my healing journey, and I'm super excited to share it with you. What better video to start off with than to talk about how to get through the negative feelings that we always feel? I think knowing this information is the foundation of healing, and it's going to take you from where you are right now up to the next level of your own self-healing journey. So level up, babies, let's go. Healing is like this glamorized concept, right? Because no one really talks about the really hard parts of healing before you eventually then get to the good parts. But then why is it so important for us to actually feel our feelings? I learned a while ago that when we suppress our feelings, they usually come back full force. And it's not until we acknowledge them, feel them, and let them go that they eventually start leaving us alone. These negative feelings usually stem from our past experiences, and when we don't allow ourselves to feel those negative emotions, they become stuck and trapped inside our body. Years ago, I came across a TED Talk by Dr. Joan Rosenberg, which I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description box below if you want to watch the full version. But Dr. Rosenberg says that when we lean into these negative emotions and truly allow ourselves to feel them and let them go, that's when we start experiencing a more calm and centered life. She even says that if we're able to move through 8 unpleasant feelings, we'd be able to do anything we want in life. And it only takes 90 seconds. And the 8 unpleasant emotions are, with those 8 emotions, you could only feel one at a time or multiple of them, one after the other. That's what I'm at least imagining in my head. And if we start feeling any of these emotions, the hardest part is always the first 90 seconds. Because if you think of emotions as something that's temporary and always passes through, it's more of like a 90-second wave that you have to ride until it kind of goes away. You'll feel more centered and confident in yourself afterward. Even though in the beginning it probably won't feel like that, it'll probably feel a little weird, but you'll notice a difference after you're able to ride out that 90-second wave. And guys, I totally understand that that doesn't sound easy to do, especially in the beginning when you don't really know how to feel or what to feel. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I was in grad school at the time, and I had been depressed for years at that point. And I remember this one night, I came home from class, and all I could think about was, I need to leave. I feel like uncomfortable in my own skin, and I was thinking about just driving to Chicago. It was like 2 hours away to meet up with friends, drink, but I ended up staying home that night. And I remember laying in my bed, just trying to figure out what was going on with me. I ended up crying for the next hour, nonstop. And just hearing that, you were probably like, what the heck? I thought you said it was 90 seconds. Why are you saying an hour? Well, friends, I think it was because I was shutting down my feelings, or I had been for so long, to the point that I was emotionally numb. And now I was opening up this gate. So it's pretty much all these emotions were coming out of me. And shit, that surprised me that it only lasted an hour. If I'm looking back now, I'd expect that to last like days. And I remember after I felt all of that, I laid there and I was just like, all right, that wasn't as bad as I thought, because I honestly thought that it would be never ending. Like I would go into the next day and still be crying my eyes out. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to let myself feel any emotions whenever I felt that I needed to feel them. And eventually, an hour turned to half an hour turned to 15 minutes, and so on and so forth, until I got down to 30 seconds. I think that when we actually go through it and learn from it, I think you'd be surprised how much strength you have and how much emotional strength you're gonna build from doing this. And of course, I also want to say that you want to make sure that you're also doing something positive for yourself, something you love after you feel those negative emotions, so that you're not stuck in this negative loophole. Do some self-care, go out, get some fresh air, endless possibilities. It's important that right now we allow ourselves to go through those feelings and own them, not the other way around. I think a lot of us try to push those feelings down because we're scared to feel them. And I think it's time now that we take responsibility, knowing that if we're able to work through these emotions, we'll come out better on the other side of it. Don't wait to feel better to do it. Now's the time to do it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more videos on mental health and self-development in the future. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!